Anyone against? Councillor Asfour.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I am against this notice of motion, and there's a number of reasons. The first one is that I don't think we have any right to tell the church what they want to do with their own church. That's up to them. That's their decision. They own the church. It's their land, their building. The church needs to make a decision how they want to, develop or not develop their assets and provide, places of worship for their communities and their congregations. Then they should be able to do that. And this is exactly what's happened here. So, I don't think it matters whether the head, what Councillor Curry was saying, the head of the church is from a migrant background. That's irrelevant. What's relevant is that the church has been around for a while. From what I understand, the numbers of the congregation have been reduced or reducing over time. It's got nothing to do with being a Catholic church or an Anglican church. I think trying to, impose sectarianism onto this debate it's got nothing to do with it. It's actually outrageous for her to say that. Now, what's important is that the church have made a decision. They want to do that. They want to do that with their land, and I don't think we should be getting in the way. Similar to the Bayview Street motion earlier. A person has bought the land, and Councillor Curry wants us to come in over the top and rezone it. The guy's bought the land. We don't have the right to do that. It's unacceptable and unjust for us to do that.
Councillor Asfour, please.
My point of order was that the rezoning clause was placed in the contract of sale for Bayview Avenue. The new owner was put on notice.
Councillor Curry.
So I would like that corrected, please, Mr.
Councillor
Mayor.
Asfour, please continue.
So, not only do we not have the right to do that, we shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be interfering. If the church councils have made decisions to do that, that's on to them. And I don't think we should be coming in over the top and trying to place a heritage or slap a heritage order on it. But further to that, and further to this issue, for some of the councillors that maybe weren't here in the previous term, we did try it. We, in the meeting of June 2023, we went to the Department of Planning to show them our heritage study. The department took the planning proposal over as part of the TODs. They considered the heritage, whether they should place it as a heritage item, and they did not place it as a heritage item. So the point of this motion would be for us to go back to the government and say, can you please again think about putting it back on the heritage item? They've already said no, and it wasn't like 10 years ago, it was recently. So we don't need to keep going over the same thing over and over, praying and hoping for a change of decision. Decision's been made, the church wants to move along, the government agrees with the church. Well, I personally agree with whatever the church wants to do, and because you've got some people, like Councillor Curry and some of the fans in that church that want to slap a heritage order on this building, well, there's a small number of parishioners. I've spoken to the pastor there, and he's told me that it's a small number of parishioners that are putting up the fight. Well, the numbers of the parishioners hasn't changed, it's actually reducing.
Councillors.
So I think it's important to note that there are parishioners there, there's a small number of them that don't want the church to go, and that's understandable. But the reality is the church hierarchy does want it to go. They own the church, they own the piece of land, they want to develop this thing. I think it's time council got out of the way.
Thank you, Councillor. Okay, that was 4 against. Anyone else for?